All right, everybody, just a quick question, quick comment. I don't know what you want to call it I got here, but a lot of everything. So I've got this cool looking pattern we're putting in. And what I like to do is, I try my darndest to get this thing even up against the wall. And you can tell it's kind of a blocky pattern is what I've got going on here. And so I was able to get a row to run that way on the pattern. And what I'm doing is I'm just measuring actually from the carpet back after it's tucked. We're about 11 and a half, 11 and 5/8. I'm gonna go this way and hold tight. Better idea of what I got going on here. So my set wall, I did the same thing. I actually run a line, or I shouldn't say run a line, just run a row. And that one, we're 6 and 3/8. Same thing over here. If I can get, as long as I can get a row to run, I run a row along there. This one actually went from about 6 and 7/8 to we're just about 7 there. And I'm gonna write that off as this is an exterior wall in an old house. It maybe snakes. And then this one I was able to keep nice here. Now here's my question, guys. I don't know that I've ever done anything quite like this. So that room's full of furniture and we have no place to put it. So we need to stretch this in, move everything over. But that was my plan. That's what I want to do. I mean, there's a lot of different things we could have done, but that's what I decided to do, was stretch this in first. And I'm actually stretching up to here, and I'm gonna stay nail right about there. And what I thought of doing was running a line across here to measure back to that wall and have that as my straight line, because I know this thing's gonna get a little wonky donkey on me when I go to put a stretch on it. So just stay tuned, let's see what happens. All right, guys, so what I decided to do, I was stay nailing. So there's my line. So that's what I wanted to measure off, and I was stay nailing like right into here. The problem was all this material right here was bunching up so bad, just because of the pressure from the stretch. That's what I'm assuming. Well, I got to thinking, well, I don't need that. That just needs to lay flat tonight so we can move furniture on. And then what I'm gonna do is tomorrow when I go cut my seam, go ahead and stay nail it, then pop all them staples out. Hopefully that won't all bunch up on me. If it does, hey, guess what? Figure it out tomorrow. We'll just match the pattern like we can, and we'll make it work. But that's normally how I stretch a pattern in, is I just kind of either take tape and mark the pattern all over the place, and then as I'm setting walls, measuring out, or I'll measure out back to the walls, make sure things are looking pretty square. And then another one you do is, like a bigger pattern, maybe not so much this pattern, but like a bigger pattern, you just eyeball it too, right? Like if it looks crooked, if you've been doing this for any amount of time, it probably is crooked. So hey, I'm gonna post this tonight and then check in with me tomorrow when I stretch the other side. Here we are, still on the pattern. And this is what's even awesome about this one. It kind of shows you, what I wanna show you. Sometimes you can't make that edge to edge match. Sometimes you're gonna have to cut in. And I found that there's just not enough salvage to go edge to edge match and get a good cut. I wasn't gonna be able to run a row worth of hoops. So measuring the carpet, I was aware of that, but this is a pattern. I took in consideration that you can't always edge match these things. So I found my pattern there, and went ahead and jumped into a pattern here. And I'm actually gonna cut my seam. We're gonna cut, darn near a foot off. Sometimes you have to do that to match this. So I'm kind of excited about that. I'm also excited, look at this. The stay nails went in beautiful, and I didn't get all that bunching in here like I was afraid of. So just gonna show you what's going on. We got that room we had to move the furniture into, so we're gonna cut these seams, get this put together, and get going on this. All right, so this is what I kind of figured was gonna happen. Since that pattern is stretched that way, we're gonna have to stretch this that way some. And there's quite a pucker right there to match that pattern up. But you can see, got my marks by. Just got to work it around. It shouldn't be too bad now, but I think my short day Tuesday turned into kind of a long pain in the butt. So stay tuned. Well, hats off to all you that prior to the cool glide to put seams together with stay nails and all that. Oh my, I guess I did a little bit of it when I got started, but I didn't know as much as I know now, and so I'm guessing those seams weren't matched up the greatest. But we've got, we've got wrinkling there, got wrinkling there, but I'm not worried about it because I'm just gonna stretch everything. I'm gonna put stretch a board there, just stretch everything this way, get all those wrinkles out before we stretch lengthwise. All right, so I threw some stretches down that way, and I knew this was gonna happen. I knew I was gonna throw some wrinkles in there because it was quite a bit off along this wall. So there's my line that I went, and then I just went 18.5 inches from the line to the wall, and it did, just because I had to stretch a little harder in a couple spots to get that to match up. So not overly worried because it's actually going to stretch easier that way. So shouldn't have an issue getting those out, and we'll get after it. We are done. Not a bad job. I don't mind working with pattern carpet. It's always kind of fun when you got to use your brain just a little bit. Got everything back. I think it all looks good. What do you guys think? Seams in here somewhere. All right, well, hey, thanks for watching. Till next time.